And now I'm just using my hands to really, like, you might get a few pieces. It's pretty common that you're going to probably miss something, but you know, as long as you get most of it. Yeah, cool. All right, I'm going to do that. You guys can, yeah. It's good to see. It's good to get up and have a look. With the rinsing, I might mention as well, like I do always use cold water when I'm rinsing. If I'm worried, like if this was bright, if it wasn't pastel, I'd be a bit more worried about like the purple and the blue and the strong bleedy colours bleeding onto my yellow. So cold water is going to help, but if I'm a bit nervous and I think, oh, it's like really at high risk of bleeding, like what we said before about rinsing the dark tint off the roots and holding the blonde out of the way, I'll do that. So I might just leave the yellow pieces like out, rinse the darker, more bleedy colours off first, and then leave those lighter pieces until last. Or you could wrap them up in a piece of foil. Like I might just scrunch that up in a piece of foil while I rinse the rest off first, and then once the water starts running clear, I'll come back for that one. And I don't shampoo either. Just rinse and conditioner if you think you'll need it. But the hair has just been sitting in conditioner basically for 20 minutes, so it's I usually don't feel like it needs it, but you'll feel it. Like if you rinse it and you think it still feels like, or you want to do a really, proper treatment, then you definitely can, but you don't really want to shampoo, because every time you shampoo, you're opening that cuticle. Every single shampoo is going to fade the colour, so you don't want to fade the colour from the word go.
Yeah. So do you get them to like maybe wash your hair the night before then? Or?
Usually I'm doing a lightening service as well. So usually I'll shampoo it after I've done the lightening and the bleach, and I'll just give it a really good wash so that it is clean and just a really thorough rinse, and that is enough. But like if I was having someone that was already lightened and they weren't having any further lightening, then I might just mention to them, can you please wash your hair the night before? Or if they haven't, then I might just do a quick wash before.
If they were to touch as well, do you know how they are now? Would they bleed onto each other?
Not usually, because that's a good question. You're full of good questions. Mm-hmm. So if they were to touch each other now, would they bleed? Usually not, unless it was a really bright, vivid, and the colour was like plonked on there really heavy. But if you look closely at this, all of that product that's on the outside, it's just that conditioner. Yeah. So like, if I go like that, all of the dye, because direct dye, it's sucked into the hair, and that is just conditioner that's left. That's just that outside residue. Unless you're really messy and you're just plonking it and you're not, or if you're worried, you could just scrape that excess off a little bit. Usually no, that's not really a problem. Most of the time it's not a problem.
If you use a gel one, that would probably be a problem.
No, I haven't found with gels. No, the gels are actually less bleedy.
It goes quite creamy too. Like when you, because I hate work, and I'm like, man, what's it doing? And it does. It's really funny. It's that whitey film.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Once you understand how they work, like really understand what it is and how it works, you kind of start understanding why you may have made the mistakes before in the past, and you'll start critiquing like other people's work, and you'll be like, I know what she did, or I know what she, because once you understand, you won't make those mistakes.
If it had conditioner, like if you use it straight from the bottle or top, would it still do that when you put it?
Yeah, I did that with the green, straight, because I did want to show you that, because that was a question that came up before. I think you will get a bit more if you're adding a lot of conditioner to it, but no, they all are conditioner based. I would read the ingredients in the back of your direct dye and compare it to conditioner, and you'll be surprised at how close they are. Very close. This purple's being a bit uneven for me. Just got to be super thorough. Again and again, just grabbing more product, wiping the excess off. I think I'm going to need to mix more. I don't know. This mannequin, I didn't think it had much hair, but it's like soaking it up. But you know, that's just waste product. You can use a comb too if you want, like there's no rules. I'll use a comb. Ugh, excess. Scrape it with my fingers and I'm just having a look for parts that I've missed. Oops. There's a few parts I've missed. For some reason I do find some colours take a bit more work to put on, like they don't cover as well. Don't know why. Okay, so that looks good. So once I'm happy with it, I'm satisfied that it's fully covered, then I'll move on to the next one. 100% satisfied, yes. So you do forget, you do have to look, because it's not hard to forget what colour you're up to. It's really not. Constantly thinking. I think I did that at my last class actually. I'm like blah 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 blah, wrong colour. Blue. Alright, let's see. Would anyone like to come up and have a go at doing this one? Anyone? You don't have to, but I just need to go and because I can feel the drip coming on. It'll be interesting to see what happens to this blue once we put it on too, because it's quite and we're putting it on yellow, but it's pretty light.
Do you want me to put it on?
Yes, please. There you go. I've got a limited amount of gloves. I don't really use gloves when I do the prism anyway, but yeah, we're up to blue. I will be right back. There's a bit of pink on the floor.
Could you just remove that and then put the glue directly on that conditioner? Would that work?
It would be a lot stronger though.
Or would you
But you
just
can
apply
layer it. You can go